Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I promised that I was going to do a video on my illness and give you guys a lowdown on what all that stuff is that actually got me started on this blogging and video journey. So, this is that video. So, I have what is known as congenital hydrocephalus. I was born with it. I was actually diagnosed with it on the last ultrasound before I was born. It just appeared out of nowhere. So that was a fun surprise for my mom. Surprise! And because of that, I had my first surgery at 6 days old. And what the deal is with hydrocephalus is that I'm not going to do the scientific stuff because that's just still whoosh over my head. But what it is that they're called ventricles, but they're like a tube that's within your brain, and they circulate and drain the fluid that cushions your brain and surrounds your brain. And for myself, that tubing system isn't functioning and it's not properly formed. So I have what are called shunts, and it's like a tube thing that is on my brain, and it does the circulation and moving of the fluid for me that the ventricles can't do. So I have two shunts actually. One of them doesn't work anymore, but they can't take it out. And I have one that works, it's on the right side. And the one that doesn't work, but they can't take out, is on the left side. And there are quite a few people actually that have more than one shunt, either because one alone doesn't work or they have one that's non-functioning, so they had to get another one added, like myself. And the reason that I can't get one of them removed is that it's adhered to my brain, so the risk of taking it out is like hemorrhage and death and all that fun stuff. So I said, no, it's okay, just leave it in there. It's fine. Can't see it, doesn't matter. And that's the thing with shunts, is that from looking at me, you'd never know that I have this illness. Like, I have two shunts, which if I was a guy and had a buzz cut, you would be able to kind of see like the indent of it, because it does have like a bump on the back of my head where the shunts go. But from looking at me, you'd never know that I have an illness, which is what is so good and bad about having an invisible illness. But so with this congenital hydrocephalus, I've had I stopped counting, around 2 dozen. I've had, honestly, around 2 dozen brain surgeries. I lost count. What's the point of counting that much? I stopped counting when it matched my age, and then I just stopped. But for myself, every time my old shunt would kink or break, or sometimes the fibrin that's in the fluid that surrounds your brain, it can clog the shunts. So I've had that happen a few times, and with each of those complications, I've had to have surgery to either fix the shunt or get a whole new shunt, and it's a whole process, and it's so much fun. And having half of your head shaved is just the sexiest thing ever, especially when you're a girl in middle school and high school. Wow, I know. Smoking hot, honestly. The pictures will kill you. But, so yeah, it's been quite a journey with that stuff. And on top of the surgeries, I've had quite a few infections and other complications from stuff that just happened out of nowhere. It wasn't because of the surgeries, it wasn't because of stuff I ate or did, it just, my body just got infections. So there's been quite a few hiccups for that. But everyone's journey with hydrocephalus is really different. Like, I know there's some people that have to have tons and tons of surgeries when they're really little, and then there's other people who've had one and they're fine and they've never had to have any, and they're in their 40s and 50s. And then there's me, where I had my first surgery at 6 days old, and then I was fine until I was 9 and I had nothing. But everyone's journey is super different, and unfortunately for me, with all the surgeries, I now get other complications like nerve damage because of having the surgeries all in the same spot. Your nerves are supposed to heal like this, but my kind of healed like this. So every time there's a signal, it like misfires, and then my whole brain is super sore. So much fun. But honestly, it hasn't been as bad as it could have been, and it's only gotten super bad in the last, like, not the movie reference, although, but it's only gotten really bad since like 2014, which is kind of what started me on this blogging, video, taking notes, research journey. And um, uh, to tell you the truth, it's been a roller coaster because I'll have some days that are fine, like today, and then there's other days where I can't get out of bed. And it's been the days that I can't get out of bed that have made me want to do this type of stuff and make these kinds of videos because I know I'm not the only person. I know that whether it's hydrocephalus or something else, there's people that are in pain and they can't get out of bed. It's just you can't. So if I can help even one person be like, okay, someone else has this, not alone, awesome. Then I've done my job. So through this suffering, I'm not saying I'm happy about it because I'm not. Like, I'm gonna take the message from Danielle Laporte. I am not thanking my suffering. I'm not. It sucks. It's stupid and I don't like it. But if I can learn something from it or get something out of it to help someone else, then it's not for nothing. So, again, I'm not thanking my suffering. If you have an illness, you don't have to be thankful for your suffering. Like real quick, I detest when people who are completely healthy will be like, "Oh, well, it could be worse." When you have an illness, you know that. You know that it could be worse. You know that there's people who have it worse than you. You know there's people who are in way worse pain than you. But being reminded of that doesn't help. Doesn't make it better. No. It makes the person who is ill feel even worse because we know, okay? We know that our suffering isn't the absolute worst, but don't invalidate it. When you're in pain, you're allowed to feel that way. When you're having a crappy day, feel it. You're allowed. You don't have to be smiling Stepford Princess all the time. Feel your pain. That's why I wanted to do this because I want people to know that it's okay to have crappy days. It's fine. But even on the worst days, you're not alone. You're not doing this by yourself. And there are things that can help. I've done so much research after having my symptoms get so bad because I just can't take it anymore. And I've had stuff that's helped and I've had stuff that hasn't. But there's always new stuff coming out and there's always new things to try. So just keep looking, keep fighting, keep trying, keep soldiering on. Just don't give up, okay? So for all my fellow hydrocephalus warriors out there, what's up, team? I think we have a color. I think it's turquoise. I don't know. But for everyone else with a chronic illness, I see you, I hear you, I understand your pain. I cannot imagine what your fight is like. You are a badass. You are awesome. You are a warrior. Call yourself Wonder Woman, Superman. Do it. You're amazing. Don't give up. And you're not in this fight alone. So if you have anything to say, leave a comment. Reach out. I'm here. And just want to let you guys know that if you have any requests for topics or if you have any questions about hydrocephalus or anything, just shoot me a little message, send a comment, leave a comment, anything. I'm here to answer questions if I know the answer, if they're directly related to me. Again, not a doctor, not going to talk about treatments for other people. That's not what I'm here for. But if you have questions about my personal journey, go ahead. Leave a question. I'm cool with answering those. That's fine. But until next time, have an awesome day. Try your best. Keep fighting. Don't give up. And know that you're not in this fight alone, okay? Toodles, guys. Have a good day. Bye.